Is Raze even good on Ascent? I never see her. She's good on Ascent. I hit Radiant again with a 60% win rate playing Raze on all maps aside from Pearl. Okay, so first of all, the most important thing, what's the topic? I'm going through all like how I play each map, like just my playbook. So the most important thing when you're rotating, or sorry, the most important thing as a duelist is to try to be rotating so you don't have to play retake. I think retake sucks. We can all agree, right? So with that in mind, when I play A, I'm looking to fast rotate. So the way I'll turn off barriers. Barrier drops, I instantly boombot like this, and then I'm knife out leaving. If it comes contact, then I'll turn around and I'll contest by nading either like this or by nading like this, right? Let me turn down the audio a little bit. So boombot, boom, and I'm leaving, and I'm rotating towards cat. If it pings, I'll come back and I'll fight with nade. Maybe I'll nade by the orb, I'll peek top, see if there's no one there and peek here. If they grab the orb, I pretty much get the kill if they're stuck on the right side. So that's step one, right? I sometimes ask for the one way. Sometimes I'll insta nade like this and then push up, which I failed the satchel, but you're supposed to land up here. You can kill them as they fall back. Depending on how you want to contest it, right? You could boom bot here, you could stay a little bit, jiggle. It goes aggro left side, then you can nade and push up like that off of the boom bot, right? Which I failed it again. But that's the idea. But generally, I just boom bot and I leave, right? I walk towards cat side, I full shift walk this. And then by the time I'm here, normally there's a smoke here, right? Normally there's an omen smoke here. So if there is an omen smoke here, I like to go here. And I go this way. I like to play the off angle here. Sometimes I'll go in the box and play this off angle. If I am on the box, I'll just hold like this for a while. And then I'll peek out like this. And I'll hold this mid walk up. So that's kind of how I play. I rotate off cat. I'm looking for the fight. If there is no smoke here, then I'll peek here, I'll jiggle, and I'll peek for the guy holding like this. Right? So I'm looking to kill this guy here first, and not really worried about the guy tiles holding me. So I peek like this, and then after I clear this first angle, then I start peeking tiles. And if he's like in the middle standing like this, then he'll probably kill me. Right? But I'm gambling that he's not, and I'm looking tiles for this peek. So I peek this, and then I start walking out. And I'm looking for the fridge guy. And if I still see nothing, I'm gonna get close wall on the left here and then start peeking out again so I don't get timing, right? So let me go through that again. Peek tiles, peek fridge. Okay, I see nothing. I'm walking up so I don't get timing. I'm going close again and I'm re-clearing everything I just peeked. Then I'm looking for the top mid fight. Boom. Okay, still see nothing. I might either, depending on if there's noise on the map, I'll probably walk out cat like this and look for the guy tiles. Maybe they walked into mid or something. So that's my basic like comeback off of A. If they contest me up cat like this, or if I know that they're close, maybe I'll hold this angle here. I'll just crouch hold this crack, get this kill, boombot, fall back. Which, to be honest, I told you guys not to play crack angles. So if you guys want to adapt this angle, instead of holding this crack angle, you can go a little bit wider and hold like this. Get a kill and satchel and fall. But I really like contesting cat side with Raze because if they are trying to A split, I can like delay them a long time with my satchels, my nade, my boombot, and just like fight this space a lot instead of having to give up tree. If I rotate off of A main, like I boombot, I was contesting a little bit and they're already up cat like this, I'll play more towards like this and then I'll try to nade like this and hold tree like that and then delay like that. There's a pretty good clip that I have on my, I think on my YouTube, but I was kind of jiggling like this. They came up cat with the Phoenix and the Sova drone. I naded off entrance. Phoenix made it through and I threw my satchel like this and then I peeked. So this is a pretty important concept, but you want to make sure you throw your nade in a corner somewhere, and then if they make it through the nade, then you follow up with the satchel and they're like checkmate. So anyone standing in this vicinity here will either get hit by nade or satchel, right? And it's like any 50-50 I take there is not really a 50-50. So nade, satchel, wait, pop it. And you can do that pretty much anywhere on the map, right? So it's a very important concept and you want to get used to that. So if they do have the B turret, I'll probably just break it and then potentially go for a flank. This will be on YouTube. So turret here, I shoot turret, I break it. Maybe I'll go for one more fight, I see nothing. Maybe I'll just like rotate to mark it. Or maybe I will flank, depending on how fast the hit is. It's not each every time. Nade zones them into satchel, exactly. Are there nade satchel spots? I mean, it's basically like anywhere, right? Like, let's say they're like rushing us A main. We did that nade, right? They made it past the nade, you throw satchel here. So you can nade deep, satchel close. Okay, so that's defense. I very rarely, by the way, boombot this and then flank A like this. Very rarely. Because the rotate through A to top mid is longer than just rotating cat. If I'm gonna get contact earlier, rotating cat is faster. So I rarely rotate through A main and flank. Also, you can die to a bunch of off angles here. Like this guy could be playing here. This guy could be playing behind the box. This guy could be playing behind this box. Like there's just way too much to clear and that's just so annoying. So I rarely push through A unless I get a lot of util. And then I'll rotate to cat and then look for the duel here. Okay, so that's A site. I rarely play safe. I rarely play dice. I'll contest A main and then if I have to reposition dice, then I will. But it's rare. It's definitely rare. Do you play A the same if it's strong or weak set? I play A exactly the same. I fast rotate. So Jing is a little bit different. Jing always plays cat, and I started implementing this on my Ascent as well. Off barrier, I would normally play A main and boombot. Jing instead, off barrier would just fight cat and then cross. And then like if there's an omen smoke here, he'll just sit in the smoke. And he'll fight here. He gets a kill, he'll satchel, he'll get out. Maybe he'll like spam the smoke a little bit. You know, maybe he'll boombot. But he really likes to hold cat a little bit more aggressively in the smoke here. And I tried it out, it works pretty well. Because when the omen smoke's here, offense will kind of just shift walk in the smoke. And then you can kind of just sit in the smoke, get a first kill, and then just satchel out, and it's pretty easy. So, I've been adopting the early Jing cat start, and it's been working well. And then if they do go for a fast mid B, then you can satchel up here and go for a quick flank. So, I like playing cat as well. I think it's very good. If you have a fade on your team, you can early nade tiles. I don't actually know how to do it because I normally I just throw it like this, but I'm pretty sure that won't kill the guy here. Yeah, it won't. So I just think that you might have to cross a little bit first and then throw the nade off of this back wall if you want to do the fade one to kill the yeah, that's not even good either. I definitely know there is a nade though for it off the cat. You can do it from here too, from bottom mid, but if you want, you can try early nades like that. I rarely go for early nades like this though, because I feel like it doesn't get that much value. If I'm gonna early nade cat like that, then I'm swinging top mid. I'm going for this first kill. It's boombot frenzy. Oh, that's another thing too. Every single pistol round on every single map as Raze, you will be your pistol, your buy will look like, I can't sell, but your buy will be boombot frenzy. Every single pistol on every single map on Raze is boombot frenzy. So that is A site defense, fast rotate A. You can play cat some rounds. I showed you guys how to play cat. Okay, so let's talk about retaking A real quick and executing A. So now we're talking about offense, I guess, but you won't really be retaking on defense because you'll be playing A. So for offense, you'll be playing. This is what I do for A main. So Ghost is okay, but Frenzy is better. What's up, Kel? Jet main, been finding a lot of benefit from watching. Hell yeah, appreciate that. So the boombot's not as good anymore, but I'll show you guys the lineup anyways. Off barrier round start, I would just go here and I would just like aim my boombot under the lamp. That's what I used to do. It used to bounce all the way to clear wine or the guy close A main here. It dies too early now, so you can't really do that one. Typically what I do now is I just jump through and I throw this way on offense. And I just take A main like this. You could also just take A main by insta-satcheling up here, landing in cover, and then peeking out. If you want to do it silent, you can do it silent. Just, fuck. I'm actually bad at this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can do this jump silent, though. Oh, yeah, there you go. You full sprint, shift at the end, and then jump up. You can do it silent, but the satchel's a little bit earlier. If you satchel right away, you can fight with your teammates peeking lower. It's pretty good. Just be careful. If the op is posted here and he sees us with the satchel, he's just gonna, instead of holding this, he's gonna move here and hold this and you can't get traded. So just be careful about that, but I do like going up top sometimes. Otherwise, just boombot early. Jing actually doesn't nade like this. Fuck, I don't even know how to do it. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to do it. But the basic idea is that he gets the nade in A main, He nades like this. Okay, that hit the lamp. That's crazy. Hold on. Maybe he doesn't jump through. Okay, yeah. Jing doesn't nade like this. He has a specific lineup for it where he'll like run throw, jump it as he's run throwing. I don't fucking know it. I never throw it, but he needs A main like this just to take A main control. That's how important A main control is. Jing just fucking full takes it. Before we move on, we will show you guys the clip because I can't do it. I don't do that nade. I just use the boom bot, but it is good to do. Show you guys that one more time.
Yeah, I need. We hide a knife
Run throw a nade, man's A main. There's a couple other ones too. Oh yeah, this is the tiles nade combo that Jing does. The fade. So we can watch how he does this. But he actually just runs and throws it. Fucking lol. Run, jump, throw a nade. You see? He does this a lot. He does this a lot. After the boombot nerf, I think the nade is very good. Just to secure A main control. That's how important A main control is on Ascent. So committing your nade to take A main if you're having troubles, pretty good. Otherwise, normally I just do boombot and I just fight it. Okay. So now that we have A main control, what are you supposed to do? Well, if you're Jing and you have rocket, you actually know the double satchel from here, right? See, I'm not Jing. I don't know the double satchel from there, so I never do it. But if you guys want to spend the time to try to learn this thing, feel free to do it. You know, I guess something like that, right? If you're Jing, you know how to do that. My rays, my double satchels are not that good, and I think you can still hit Radiant without it. So let's say I boombotted A main and I'm looking to execute sight. I like to jump peek first, and I'm looking to throw my nade. So either nade dice, something like this, dice hell, whatever. That one naded hell. I just jump throw and I kind of just throw my nade where I like think that there will be. So if it's dice, I try to throw a nade for dice, which it's not really that accurate. And then the gen nade, run throw this one lands a little bit better. So I almost always jump peek on this entry, looking to see where they are, and then I'm throwing nade. And then after I throw a nade, I'm looking to go out. So I don't really do double satchels into A site. You can, right? If you naded gen, you can go this way, and I think it can be good. I'll probably do it occasionally, right? I'll like hold for a little bit after my nade, and then I'll double satchel to try to clear close. The nade's gonna cover my gen angle, so sometimes I'll do it like that, but I think it's pretty rare that I will satchel in the site. I just typically like to nade and then I hold for a little bit and I just go with drone, and like I kind of go with everyone else. And then the omen smoke is here a lot. I like to throw a satchel in the smoke like this. Close door, pop satchel, but not like that. Hold on, let me open the door again. So we're executing a nade gen. There's a smoke here. Throw satchel and smoke, pop, and then I kind of just like close door and run and gun past. The satchel kind of disrupts them so they can't spam me when I close the door, and I kind of just spray back in the corner. So I'll do that pretty much every time. And then in post plant, I will pretty typically just go here. Sit here, waiting until my teammate Jen gets contact, A main gets contact heaven, and I'll jump up for this fight. So I'm pretty much almost always here in every A post plant, looking for this duel. And if I don't get that, then I'll just spam hell. Maybe I'll reposition Jen, and then kind of move around here. And then I find myself in this position a lot. You want to like shift walk off, and you can even crouch and then uncrouch so you don't make noise. Then I go this way, and then I play close wall. If you like just shift walk here, you'll make noise. So make sure you drop onto the grass, then you can play close. But typically those are my two post plant spots. I like to play here and I like to play here. And then after I get contact here, I get a kill. Probably I'll fall back and play hell. Spam, whatever. Maybe play more safe like this, but you never want to insta go hell. Okay, so that is for offense A site. That's like everything A site. If you do find yourself in retaking situation on defense, for some reason you're playing B or whatever, I don't really like going tree that much, but I feel like tree is better than going heaven as raise. As raise heaven, like all you really have is this option for this nade for dice, or like the nade for gen, but you're pretty exposed. So typically I just go tree and I just look for duels here. If I am retaking, if I have boombot, I try to bounce it left side. You can nade A main as well. That boombot came back at me. You can also nade off the dice box here to nade the guy gen to make him peek into you. That could be pretty good. So So now the guy has to peek this way, which can be pretty good. But other than that, like, it's mainly just aim duels. If you have satchel, you can satchel close. If you have nade, you can nade hell. But typically, yeah, I go tree on the retake. There's not really that great utility you can throw here. If you have a flash agent and this is smoked off, like let's say Phoenix or KO, you can have the KO or the Phoenix flash through the smoke while you double satchel out onto this thing over here, which I'm not good with the satchels, but you can make that play. He flashes, double satchel, you get over here. You could land on the thing if you're better than me, but sometimes I do that if you're trying to flood the retake. So I think that's pretty much everything on A. The way I play B defense is pretty similar to A. I play close, and I either jiggle with nade out or I jiggle with boombot out. If I jiggle with boombot out, then I'll probably just boombot, and if I'll like slowly start walking up with it. Then I'm peeking for this guy here in the corner, and then I'm crouch peeking for this angle. The reason why I like to crouch peek this angle is because I feel like if this guy's holding here, he typically has advantage. So I'll try to go for the crouch peek on this angle and go for the pre-fire sometimes. Typically how I do it. If I have nade out and I'm expecting a rush, I'll just jiggle. They start rushing, I'll nade deep and I'll satchel close. I'm looking for the guy that came through. You could also just like nade off the floor if you want it closer. So I'm jiggling. Oh, I saw a guy. Nade floor, I satchel close, and then I can kind of swing and isolate the fight on the guy at the box. If you don't think that they're close after you nade, right, you could jiggle. Oops. You could jiggle, throw a nade, and then you can throw a satchel through the window, and then peek with the satchel through the window. So that could work too. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit harder to do, but you can get the timing like that. Peeking with the satchel through the window is pretty good. The killjoy turret, I just peek and shoot it. I don't think there's really that much to do. Okay, so that's typically how I play B. I will almost always be contesting close mains and fighting for the space. I feel like with Raze and with the satchels, you want to be fighting for the space. You could eventually fall back, sure, but these are the plays. If I have ult, you could go for the double satchel ult play. If you have Judge, you can go for the double satchel with the floor. Whoops, I accidentally just clicked the button. Muscle memory. If you have a Judge, you could just do it on the floor. I don't ever really play mid on Raze, but if I do play mid, I'm probably looking for an early duel, so I jump throw nade top mid. How to like have that cover me, and then I'll walk out, fight the tiles guy. If I want to nade tiles instead, I have this one where you just like sit in this corner, aim at the roof, and just left click. Just for some early damage, maybe break silver drone. Otherwise, I'm like run throwing this nade and I'm fighting top mid. But these are kind of fast plays. I don't really play mid that often. I don't think it's as good on Raze. I'd rather play cat. I guess let's talk about retake B then before we move on to offense. So we talked about defense B main. I guess we could talk about retaking B, since we're mostly be playing A. If you're not already flanking cat because you started cat or A and flanking B main, you probably would retake from spawn instead of market. I like to go spawn instead of market because I feel like my boombot is a little bit more effective and I can isolate angles a little bit better. And if there is a guy's logs, I can nade logs, right? So I typically like to go spawn, and I'll like boombot this, kind of just like work my way out. I could satchel across too if I really wanted to. I've seen Jing do the double satchel to flood site to get into stairs pretty quickly. If he's the A rotator, like, because remember Jing plays cat, so he'll rotate like this if he wants to be fast. B player is still alive, and then you can double satchel in the site and flood site. If you're looking to do the retake, then you can just double satchel this way, kind of force the fight. I don't really have good enough double satchels to really confidently kill this guy. I feel like my double satchels aren't good enough, so I typically just do single satchel and I just go out and dodge the guy's spawn and look for the fights here. I feel like single satchels are a little bit more consistent because I don't hit double satchels good enough. So I'll just do a single satchel to get past that angle and kind of just go out here. I think you can satchel over boathouse through market. What do you mean? Boathouse through market? Like over this through market? Or you mean like from market over boathouse?
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Like that? Your main flank is worth if you're there fast. No, sometimes Dre, but I know my raise is good enough, so. Okay, so retake B. Satchel, get past. Most of the time when I retake B, I like to go from lane. I feel like going lane is good. I like to jump peek this, maybe jiggle pre-fire. And then if I have nade, I like to throw nade like this. Because it clears all of backside like that. So you only have to worry about the corners. And I feel like that's very powerful. If you do find yourself coming from stairs, I feel like the nade is still good, but it's a little bit harder to get. Because it doesn't, I feel like you're like, the fight is a little bit harder and you're like more in the open to throw it. So it's still a good nade to do, but you can do it. If you want a nade default, you can do it from here too. Pretty good. I rarely satchel into sight on the defense, but you could do it just to get past. So one way you could do it is if you know that they're default, right? You could nade high sight here, wait a little bit, then satchel past the backside angle and peek with your nade as it's popping here. You could also just nade default like this, wait a little bit, it pops, and then satchel. But I think I rarely do those default nades. I much prefer just nading backside. I think it works a little bit better. Okay, so that's kind of how I retake B. Satchel out to switch, come from spawn, flood sight if I need to. Okay, let's talk about offense. When I'm taking offense on B, I line up with the I guess like you could call this like the second line, second dark line. Just go here. I aim in the middle of this great thingy and then I just walk closer so it pops earlier. And then it just starts bouncing. And it peeks to sky B main for me. And then while it's going that, I'll just go and clear right side. You can also just jump through a boombot if you want to. Do it that way. And then walk up this way. So it gets a little bit more distance after the boombot nerf. Probably good. I know there's like a stairs nade or something that you can do through here. I don't actually do these nades. But I've seen it. I think it's a run through. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a nade for it. I don't actually know it. Maybe it's left side to this pole. Yeah, that looks like it. So if you guys want to try this one, you go in this corner, you aim at the left side of this bar, and you just run through. Seems like it lands. I rarely do that one though. Typically what I'll do is I'll just like, after the boombot, I clear this corner. Then I'll just like either nade market, or I'll nade spawn, or I'll just nade stairs. And then after that, you could go for the double satchel. I know there is one that you can do from here. That gets you into market. I don't know it. Like I said, my double satchels aren't good, but I figured I'd mention it. But typically after I nade market or I nade spawn, I'll just I'll either just go out with gun duel or I'll just satchel and clear close, and then I'll scale this way. So I don't really have any cool B executes as raise. As you can tell, my playstyle doesn't really rely on double satchels. I feel like it's a little bit too inconsistent. I haven't really bothered to learn them. So yeah, that's kind of how I play raise here. In the post plant, I find myself most commonly clearing back sight, seeing nothing, and then either going play close stairs. So I like to play this angle a lot. If I get contact here in the post plant, I like to throw a satchel, wait for it to pop, and then peek again, and then maybe I'll fight for market. But I really like to contest space with my satchel. Sometimes after I get that fight, I shift walk, jump up on this lane, so they don't know, and then I like play this ledge angle. So you can hold it, you can go for a shot and fall, or you can play anti-flash, or just play hidden because they can't see you here. Then you can peek out off of timing or noise and get a kill there too. So I really like jumping up here in the post plant. I think it's pretty powerful. Aside from that, I do occasionally find myself close market stairs. So if we talk about the execute again, you know, I know this guy market, I naded him off. Maybe I think, whoops, maybe I think they're not playing sight. If after I single satchel out and I feel like my teammates have cleared sight, I'll go here a lot. I'll just sit here. They come out the retake, you know, I hear util coming out. I'll probably like start angling out and then try to kill this guy. And then I can like kill this guy and then run and take marking control. I either do that off of timing. Sometimes I'll just sit here and let them run out. But like if I feel like they're coming out spawn and market at the same time, I'll try to like fight this guy. Go to satchel at him, whatever, kill this guy. Pretty good. And then if market's clear or if market door is closed, then you can like fight spawn from here. So you can kind of let them out, you play the off angle. Remember, market door in this example is closed. If you're here when market door is closed and they haven't broken it yet and they start coming out spawn, this is a pretty free kill on the off angle. You could jiggle out, fight again. You could jump, or you could throw a satchel, jump through a satchel, contest it, fight this. It's pretty good. So I do like playing this spot a lot. Okay, I think that's all of B. The last thing to cover, I think, is offense mid. Most of the time for offense mid, I will be tiles. I like to do this cat nade if I don't get the util for it. Like let's say my movement's just not smoking for me. I'll just jump throw cat. That pops, I'll peek mid. If there's an opera there, I typically die. I hold this, satchel up sometimes when I'm like really feeling it. If the cat smokes here, you do have to clear on top of the box, but sometimes I'm up here. I would say it's a little bit more rare. And then once I make it here, I like to jump through a boombot on the steps here, just to peek towards market. And that lets me hold cat for a little bit. It used to be a lot better because it used to full clear market, but 5 seconds, you gotta work with what you can. So once I'm around here, I either am walking up to clear pizza. You have to be careful of spawn though. And then I can start angling out for market. If you know there's a guy market and you still have nade, because you didn't use a cat, you can fight him like that. But I don't think there's really anything special with going raise on mid. Just make sure you're being cautious of the deep angle. You could jump peek, throw a boombot, but you do have to be a little bit more cautious. Try to get some teammate util. And I think that's mid. If I'm going cat side, I really am top mid, by the way. Just since we're talking about top mid. One play you can do is just double satchel like this. Off round barrier, which I don't even think that's a good one. Hold on. There we go. That one's better. You could go for like a really quick A split. So if you want, you could do this with Judge or Frenzy. You know, you jump spot for the top mid guy. You go for this. That was a bad one. But yeah, you could go for a fast play like this and catch the guy off at tree. Like I said, my double satchels are not good, but you could do something like this and try to catch them off guard. I don't do that. I don't think I've ever done that, but I've seen Jing do it a couple times. So you guys could try it out. Like I said, most of the time when I'm in mid, I'm tiles. And then if I do the nade here, I'll use a nade. Otherwise, I'll like try to cross mid like this. Take a couple fights, whatever. And then by the time I'm cat, I don't really like to use util to clear these areas. I feel like I could just take the drive 50s. But if I know that they're contesting it, I'll probably throw my boombot like this. Wait for boombot and then just start peeking out like this to clear my right. And then at that point, I like to throw nade and tree like that so they can't spam me. I'll go out. You could satchel across if you want to speed up. But most of the time I just go with my nade. So I jump through a nade. Wait for nade to pop. Omen smokes it. Whatever. I get close. Spam smoke. Go out. And then at this point you could satchel into sight if you want. Trying to make a little bit more space. But most of the time I just go out and I peek. Do you change your entries based on Killjoy Cypher setups? I do the exact same. I don't fucking double. I never double satchel really on executes. So when I'm against Killjoy or Cypher, I just throw my nade to break their setups. Boom. There goes their setup. That's basically how I play against Sentinels. I just throw my util to break their shit. How do you enter smoked off with no flash? Cancel. Or you just double satchel and hope for the best. Okay. Let's move on to Fracture. I'll do defense offense this time.